Modern SNK fighting games are like a sanctuary of old-school fighting game design. What is your philosophy when it comes to attracting new players and keeping legacy fans satisfied?
難しいなタイトルによって違うけど、一番その IP に合ったシステムは何かっていうのをまず考えて、で古い場合は新しいものに置き換えたり、プレイヤーの感想を聞いてチューニングして作っていってます。
Yeah, obviously it depends on the game that we have, but we try to, when we're bringing in a new sequel to a game, we try to use the resources, the battle system that players are familiar with that game. We don't go into like radical differences that we have in the past, but we try to take that into consideration. We also have players when they play, the past fans, when they play the game, they give us their feedback. We also take that into consideration as we balance and sculpt our game.
Assuming licensing wasn't an issue, are there characters that you'd love to see in Fatal Fury or other SNK fighters?
何がしたい？いっぱいあるな。
いっぱいある。
俺はもうおっさんやからシルベスター・スタローンとアーノルド・シュワルツェネッガーとブルース・ウィリス出したいけど。
ブルース・ウィリスは。
Bruce Willis.
Jason Statham.
So like basically he's saying he's an old guy, so he wants to put in some of those like old 90s action stars.
Yeah. Jackie Chan would be nice.
There was an exciting announcement about Terry and Mai making their way to Street Fighter 6. When it comes to crossovers like this, do you get to oversee how it is done or consult the other company if so it's done right?
そこはカプコンと綿密に情報共有してしっかりとなんてやってましたよ。監修して。
Yeah, definitely. We keep close ties with Capcom, and throughout we have communications going out throughout the entire development period for those two characters, and we're definitely both of us are making sure that everything is going along smoothly.
Every SNK fighting game series has its own very distinct direction, like the unique team forward format of King of Fighters or emphasis on powerful single strikes in Samurai Showdown. Similarly, how would you describe the main direction of the City of the Wolves?
今回は攻めが上手くなればなるほど火力がどんどん上がると思うんで、研究のしがいが練習するのがとても面白い、トレーニングモードがとても面白くなるんじゃないのかなと思ってますね。オーソドックスではあるんですけど、少しそういう攻撃の技術を磨くための面白さがいっぱい詰まってるゲームです。
It's definitely City of the Wolves is very offensive heavy game, and so we definitely advise players when they're playing to definitely try other training modes. Everything's really more fun when you're always on the attack. It's like a hungry wolf. You're always going in on the player characters, and it's definitely a game that takes that to the next level. So, Josh, is there anything you want to mention on that as well? Okay.
Two questions about the art style. People know SNK as masters of 2D pixel art, and KoF 13 is often named the best looking 2D fighting game. However, when people talk about it, they usually mention that it was the financial disaster for the studio. How true is that, and do you have interest in revisiting pixel art style for any future games?
No, not that. I think what I understand, I've heard that before as well, but that's not painting the full picture. That's definitely not how things happened. It wasn't because of that game.
Oh no, I understand. But my question is there any plans to revisit the pixel art style for
Okay.
今のプラットフォームで 4K の解像度でドット絵は多分不可能だと思うんですよ。で解像度を落としたらできるんですけど、それだと今のプラットフォームで作る意味がなくなっちゃうんで、そこは悩ましいところなのとかな、だから2D っていう考え方であれば期待はできると思うんですけど、ドット絵っていう考え、ピクセルアートっていう考え方だとちょっと今のプラットフォームには合わないかなと。
It's a personal opinion of mine, but the resolution that 4K requires is really, really, it's huge. And to put sprites into that, I don't know if that would work out really well. Of course, 2D is definitely still on the playing field, but when it comes to just sprites in general, it would be a very difficult task to pull off in 4K.
Yeah, obviously there are ways to do 2D without using like sprite art, and we're always looking at things like that. And there's always ways to do that. But as he was kind of saying is, there's obviously the choice that you could, maybe not make it at 4K and lower the resolution, but then, why are you making it on a PS5? You're not really taking advantage of the actual hardware specs and stuff like that. So it's very what's nayamashi? What's the best way to like?
It's definitely something that it gives us.
Yeah, it bothers. We want to do more stuff like that as well. So.
And the second question regarding art is KoF 14 and your subsequent games made a big jump to 3D. And there was some criticism with that. However, for Fatal Fury, you nailed everything. Like, it looks amazing. What would you say were the biggest challenges when jumping to 3D, and how did you overcome it for City of the Wolves?
一番大きなのはアンリアルエンジン使ったことかなと思います。それで14の時は自社エンジンみたいな、簡単な自社の開発環境を使ってたんで、綺麗なグラフィックの表示が難しかったんですけど、その次のサムライショーダウンからはアンリアル使ってグラフィックのクオリティがぐんと上がったと。それが一番大きいと思います。
For 14, we actually used our own in-house engine, so we had a lot of control over it, but it was really difficult to get the 3D to really pop and be vibrant. But we switched over to the Unreal for Samurai Showdown after that, and switching over and then learning a new engine and trying to tweak it to make it as best as possible. We were able to utilize all the know-how from all the past games, but it's definitely been one of the big challenges to making the game pop and shine how it is right now.
I would also say there's one thing that's interesting about 14 is it was a lot of characters for the first 3D KoF, and a lot of new characters as well. Probably the most new characters in a fighting game ever, I would almost say. Like South American team, I had a lot of brand new characters like Xanadu and stuff like that. So
それも結構影響してたと思うんですけど、違うから、やっぱりキャラ数とか新規キャラが多かったとかで、本当に初めての 3D カーだったし、
KOF キャラクター最初にいっぱい作らないといけないんで、
そう
大変な作業。
そう。
Yeah, it was definitely really tough getting all those characters.
yeah, especially because KoF you have to have a very big roster. It's not. We've seen what happens when you do like 12 or something, and everybody's not happy.
3倍作らないといけない。
Yeah, you got to make 3 times the amount of other games a lot of times. So that was probably a little bit of a, it's one of those things in like programming. You can't have like speed, quality, and what is the other one? I think like efficiency. Like one has to go down. You can't hit at everything. But
So you recently shared that Samurai Showdown will be getting an action RPG spin-off. We assume it's a bit too early to talk about that, but could you maybe share if there are any other genres that maybe you may be looking at, like diversifying your other fighting game genres into spin-off or something?
まだ復活させてない IP がいっぱいあるんで、それらを今いろいろといろんなラインを立ち上げていってる中で、そういうジャンルを変えた作り方をしているものもあります。
Yeah, definitely we have a lot of IPs that we're trying to bring back in the pipeline. Some of those may change over a different kind of genre of what people are used to, but definitely we have a lot of things that are coming, so absolutely look forward to it.